Musical elements are all the different parts of music that, when put together, make music. Let's have a look at each one in closer detail.
When you nod your head or tap your foot at a steady speed to the music, you are feeling the pulse. Can you feel the pulse?
Okay, so pulse is all to do with the speed of the music. There are lots of different pieces of music which have different speeds. Some are slow, some are fast, some speed up, some slow down. It's all about feeling the pulse. So if I'm going to clap now, see if you can feel the pulse and keep in time with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see how good you are at keeping in time. I'm going to start clapping a steady beat. See if you can keep up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's slow it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for a fast one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you do a super fast one? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if you can keep up with the pulse on the drum. You can either clap along or move along, or if you have an instrument, play along with me. Here we go.
When long sounds and short sounds are put together, they create rhythm. Listen to this rhythm. When you listen to songs, listen to the rhythm.
Okay, so rhythm is all about notes being different lengths. Some are long and some are short. And when you mix that up, it creates a nice rhythm. Something to remember as well to help you spell the word rhythm. This is something that I still think of to this day. Rhythm helps your two hips move. It's a funny word to spell, so I always think of that little rhyme to help me remember. Rhythm helps your two hips move. Let's see if we can join in this time, clapping along as an echo to the rhythms on this video.
When long sounds and short sounds are put together, they create rhythm. Listen to this rhythm. When you listen to songs, listen to the rhythm.
Okay, this time I'm going to use the drum and I'm going to make up some rhythms using long and short notes and mixing them all up together. And I'd like you to copy. So if I go first, you copy. Call and response. Here we go. Let's try a long one. Well done. Okay, let's try this call and response rhythm. Let's learn the words first, because often when you put words to a rhythm, it helps you play the rhythm in time. So this one goes like this. I say, I am drumming, and your response is, yes, you are. Okay, so let's try that. I am drumming. I am drumming. Then I say, drumming, and you say, yes. Let's try it. Drumming. Drumming. I am drumming. Yes, you are. Did we get that? Let's have a go all the way through. I am drumming. Yes, you are. I am drumming. Yes, you are. Drumming. Yes. Drumming. Yes. I am drumming. Yes, you are. Now, when we put that with the instruments, it sounds really good. So if you have a drum, pick it up. If not, clap along or drum along on the table or whatever you've got in your hands. Here we go. Say the words and play the rhythm at the same time. Here we go. I am drumming. Yes, you are. I am drumming. Yes, you are. Drumming. Yes. Drumming. Yes. I am drumming. Yes, you are. Did you get it? Right, let's try it this time and put those words in your head instead of saying them out loud. See if you can just play the rhythm on the instrument or clapping or tapping on the desk. But think of the words in your head to help you. Here we go. Good luck. Okay, let's have a look at making our rhythms a bit more exciting now. And do you remember us having a look at Chrome Music Lab? This part here is all about rhythms. If you click on the monkey, it brings up two little monkeys here, a big one and a little one, and they've looking at each other. They've got instruments. We've got timpani drums, they're big bass drums, and we've got a triangle. And at the bottom here is a grid for a rhythm. If I press play, they're going to start a rhythm. And as you can see, that orange dot matches up with this orange drum, and that monkey is playing the rhythm. Dum, dum, dum. And it just loops round and round. Now if I want him to make it to work a bit harder, I can put in some other beats. Can you see that yellow one is matching up with this one here? Now this little one's feeling a bit left out, so how about we let him join in? And this green triangle matches up with the little monkey's triangle. And when you put it together, it's a simple but effective rhythm, and it sounds really good. Now you can experiment doing this at home if you go onto Chrome Music Lab and you just press where you want the monkeys to play. You can keep changing the rhythm. To whatever you feel. You can take them away, just add them. It's that simple. Okay, so I've got some other little characters on Chrome Music Lab that I'd like you to meet now. And we're going to make some rhythms. I'd like you to try and join in as much as you can, whether you're clapping or playing an instrument, and see if you can keep in time to the beat and the rhythm. Try and copy that rhythm. Now I'm going to start changing it slightly. Don't forget, you can do this at home. You can make up your own rhythms, or if you're in school, you can ask one of the grown-ups to type in Chrome Music Lab. Have fun.
Sounds in music can be low or high or anything in between. Think of the keyboard on a piano. At one end, the notes are low. At the other end, they're high. In between, the sounds change gradually, as if they're climbing up or down a ladder. The musical term for the range of high and low is pitch. When sounds get higher or lower, their pitch changes.
Okay, so pitch. Now I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with football, if you're a fan. but it's all to do with highs and lows of notes in music. And lots of instruments have different pitch, some high, some low, and some instruments like the piano can play lots of different notes from low all the way up to high. Our voices can use a lot of different pitches and we can practice that now. Copy me. Here we go. La la, la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, Okay, so here we have an instrument that plays several different pitches from low to high and all the notes in between. Do you notice that the low notes are longer and the high notes are shorter? That's what changes the sound. And the keys, these ones, are made out of metal. That's why this is known as a metallophone, whereas you might have a xylophone. And do you remember what xylophone keys are made out of? That's right, wood. Well done. So, because you have so many different notes, you can make up a tune. When they're all pitched differently, some high and some low, if you mix them up, it makes a nice sound. See if you recognise this tune. That's right, Twinkle Twinkle. Do you remember using Chrome Music Lab? Well, there's a fun thing to do on here to do with pitch. If you go on the main page and then further down, you'll find a pink triangle, funny little creature. It's called Oscillators. We press on there and it brings up various different characters that we can change their pitch from high to low. All you do is press onto the character, drag it either up or down to change the pitch. We can squeeze them into all different shapes. They can go really high and really low. Let's try a different one. You have a go for yourself.
Musicians talk about the tempo of a piece. That's the musical term for how fast or slow the music goes. Think how fast a hare can run. What about a tortoise? They move at a different speed or a different tempo. The hare and the tortoise ran the same race, but at different speeds. The hare ran very fast. And the tortoise walked slowly. at its own tempo.
Okay, so I'm back on Chrome Music Lab and I've chosen Piano Roll, which gives you lots of different pieces of piano music, some very famous classical pieces of music. And what's nice about this is you get to not only hear the music but see it as well. The pitch and the tempo, you can see the speed and the notes that are used. This piece is by Bach, it's Prelude, and to me it sounds steady and flowing like a river. It's a beautiful piece of music. But let's find something different. This one here is by Mozart. It's called the Turkish March, and although the beat is steady, there are lots of tricky trills playing in between the notes which make it sound very fast and complicated. Let's look at the next one. This is Beethoven's number 5. Lots of you know this one. So it starts off slow and gradually builds up tension, eventually becoming very fast and busy. Okay, let's look at the next one. Another piece by Bach. This time it's Minuet in G, and this is fairly fast. It sounds to me like you're on a swing, a gentle movement forwards and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's finish off with the last one, which has a very different feel to it. This is a beautiful piece by Satie. It's very slow and relaxed. The sort of music you might like to fall off to sleep to.
When you listen to music, you can turn the volume up or down to make the music louder or quieter. When you make music, you can choose to play loudly or quietly, or in between. Different volumes in music are called dynamics.
Okay, how about we have a go at making our own body percussion sounds from quiet to loud and back down to quiet again. And we're going to try and make it sound a little bit like a storm, a thunderstorm. So first of all, we're going to start off with just rubbing our hands together to make the sound of the wind. Get a little bit faster. And then a few raindrops here and there. Just a couple of fingers. Those raindrops are turning heavy. Big splats of rain now. And a heavy downpour. Use your hands and your feet. And it's getting really, really heavy now. There's the thunder. Keep going with your hands and your feet till the storm
When a friend comes up behind you and says, "It's me," you know who it is because you recognize their voice. Everyone's voice has a different character or timbre. It's me. It's me. It's me. Everyday sounds have their own timbre too. Can you tell what's making these sounds? Each musical instrument has its own timbre. Listen to a violin, a flute, and a trumpet. When you hear music, listen to the timbre of the instrument that's playing and try to identify it.
Okay, let's see if you can guess some sounds of instruments that I play. Here's the first one. That's right, it's the ukulele. Here's your next one. That's right, it's the metallophone. Here's the next one. That's right, it's the djembe. Here's the next one. That's right, it's the maracas. Mr. and Mrs. Maraca. Here's another one. It's the triangle.
When you make a sandwich, you start with a piece of bread at the bottom. First, add some butter. Then a layer of lettuce. And a slice of cheese. As each layer is added, the sandwich gets thicker. Here, we're adding layers of sound as well. Put on a few slices of tomato. And some cucumber. A dollop of mayonnaise. A sprinkling of black pepper. And finally, the top slice of bread. The word for layers of sound in music is texture. When you listen to music, try to work out how many layers of sound you can hear. Is the texture thick or thin?
Okay, so texture is all about how many different instrumental parts join in together on top of each other. And sometimes in music you just have one instrument playing on their own, like a solo, or two, a duet. You can get more and more added on until you have a huge orchestra. And I play in a huge symphony orchestra with sometimes 50 or 60 players. Let's have a little go now and see if we can layer up a textured composition. So whoever's in your room with you now, let's get them to join in one at a time, and you decide whatever sound you want to make, whether it's clapping or playing some instruments or tapping on the desk or using your voices to make a sound. But choose one sound, and when you add it, keep repeating it in a loop. I'm going to start off with a beat, and I'm just going to play on beat 1, and I'm going to count to 4, and I'm going to continue round and round and round, and I'll keep saying next to add in, and gradually we'll have everybody joined in together, and it'll sound like a full textured composition. Here we go. So I go first and then join in one by one. First person join in. Next person join in with something different. Another person join in with something different. Next person join in. Next person join in. Fill in those gaps. Make any sound you like. Next person join in. And stop.
When you play 2 or more different notes at the same time, you're playing a chord. Listen to these birds. Sometimes they tweet single notes, sometimes they tweet chords. When you listen to music, try to work out whether you're hearing single notes or chords.
Okay, so I've come back onto Chrome Music Lab, and there's a section called Chords that when you click on it, it brings up a little mini piano, and if you press one of the notes on the piano, it will play a chord for you. Now these are triad chords because they're made up out of 3 notes, 1, 2, 3. And you notice how it tends to be that you play one, miss one, play one, miss one, play one. Generally, as a rule, if you use that on a piano or another instrument, like a xylophone or glockenspiel, it'll sound really nice, those notes together. Whereas notes very next door to each other often sound like they clash together. These ones sound really nice together. So we have a C chord, F chord, G chord, D chord, E chord, B chord, A chord, back to C. And all of those are major chords because generally a major chord sounds happy, and there's another one called a minor chord which sounds more sad. Listen to the difference between major, C major, happy, C minor, sad. Happy, sad. See the difference? Now these are all minor chords, which generally sound a bit more sad. But there's some beautiful music has been written in both major and minor keys. Why don't you have an experiment yourself? Okay, I'm back on Chrome Music Lab, and now we've talked about how you have all these different elements of music which help go together to make music. It's worth bearing that in mind when we come to make our own music. And there's a lovely one here called Melody Maker. If we click on there, and it brings up a bit of a grid where you get to choose the pitch of each note. Remember, pitch is to do with lows to high, so I'm going to choose a low one to start with. And then I might jump up a little bit for the next one, go up step by step. And then I might miss one out actually, because silence in music is just as important as notes. And you'll notice I've chosen lots of different pitch there. If I press play, it will play this in a loop in a pattern. That's generally quite nice. If I wasn't happy with any of the notes, I can easily change them. I can also speed up the tempo faster. Slower. sometimes melodies evolve and change as you go along. So this is a really nice, simple, effective way of making up your own little melodies. So if you fancy experimenting with the different musical elements, go onto the internet and search for Chrome Music Lab.